thing about long-term relationships. Welcome back, you early birds. Can everyone hear me? How's the sound? Hi, Dot. Hi, Ellie. Good morning. You're driving out of state? Where are you going? You got soup? Hell yeah. I got a yummy breakfast salad. How was your New Year, Wizard? It was pretty good, actually. It was a very low-key New Year. My family did this cute thing where it was kind of a high-effort potluck where each of us made a dish for a big New Year's feast. Like, my dad made a rib roast. My mom made these, like, scallop potato and yams. I made a salad, and my brother made a lemon tart. It was really cute. We had a really nice time. I highly, highly recommend doing this as, like, a good, like, we're celebrating a holiday, but we don't want to have a huge thing. Hey, welcome to chat, Lord Slime Apple. That's a great name. Yeah, it was really nice. Like, I think it would be a fun thing to do, like, you know, for us, with a significant other for Valentine's Day. It's like, you just do each one of you makes a dish for a little feast. But my dad, like, he's been really wanting to make a rib roast for a while now. So he went out and bought, like, a $400 rack of rib or something. Like, went to a specialty butcher and got, like, a really nice cut of meat. Like, something crazy. It was, like, 15 pounds of meat. My dad does not cook very often, so he has, what do you call it? Like, the first time he makes anything, he does it like the most ostentatious, expensive version. I will say, okay, when my dad makes something for the first time, he has to follow the recipe like he's making a bomb. He also made a Yorkshire pudding along with it, but, like, overloaded the blender and, like, had to completely redo it and set the timeline for dinner back an hour, and he was kind of upset about that. And it all turned out great. Like, the Yorkshire pudding was fucking amazing. Yeah, the recipe for the Yorkshire pudding called for, like, a food processor, and we have, like, a... My mom loves kitchen gadgets, so she has, like, this weird, nice food processor. And, like, my dad put too much liquid in it. But it turned out great. Like the fucking this Yorkshire pudding was so good, it made me forgive like 0.001% of the English. Like making making a savory pastry with the drippings from roasted meat and then reducing it down to au jus and then serving the pastry with the au jus as a topping. That's a brilliant move. And it was amazing. That was so good. Part of the spirit of our little New Year's feast was like it's high effort, you know. The idea being that everyone tested their recipe beforehand. Like I made a chicken tandoori salad. You know, marinated the chicken in like seasoned yogurt for a day, then fried that shit in a, what do you call it? A Dutch oven. Shredded a bunch of yummy vegetables. I've been really salad pilled recently. I've been highly, highly salad pilled. This has become like a load-bearing... Ooh, oh my gosh. Good morning, everyone. This has been like a load-bearing pillar of my mornings, as I'll wake up and I'll go to the gym, and then I will, after I'm done working out, I will walk to the grocery store and I will buy a single head of romaine lettuce, and then I shoot the shit with the woman that's always running the opening shift, who's very nice, and then I go home and I make myself a chicken Caesar salad for breakfast, and then I eat a chicken Caesar salad for breakfast while I'm like, I don't know, watching a Northern Lion stream or some shit. I'm like rapidly losing weight by doing this too. It's like, turns out I don't need to make myself a big, delicious, like greasy ass breakfast burrito with 2 different kinds of meat and potatoes and cheese every morning, and actually my tummy doesn't hurt. It's like, the salad is literally yummy. I found like a dressing recipe on the internet. It was like from the New York Times or some shit. And it was just like, oh, this is just good. This is just straight up good. I actually, turns out I love salad, and I'm not like a 4-year-old anymore. And it especially doesn't fucking hurt my tummy. It turns out I don't need to eat 3,000 like calories of carbs first thing in the morning with like a protein shake with coffee. Been really enjoying Silksong. You're curious if I have any interest in playing it? I have played it. I enjoyed it. I don't know if I'm going to play it on stream, because I'm like not good at video games. I feel like you guys underestimate how hard it is to like be funny and be good at a video game at the same time. Like you have to like pick one game and then just practice that all the time. No, you don't like it when people ask you how esotericism relates to their toys. Hey, thank you for the sub. But you've given me the start to do the research myself, and my takes are actually being listened to, which is cool. Yup. We love methodology. We love historical materialism. What are the sources and what do they say? Make no truth claims. Simply make claims about the sources. It's less that I don't like it when people compare, like... It's like, okay, it's less that I don't like when people compare real-world religions and esotericism to their toys. It's more like, when people ask me that, I don't know how they're coming at it. I don't know what their knowledge base is. And by making comparisons between, like, a toy someone really likes, you know, like, people often develop arcane headcanons for their toys, especially on Tumblr. And so by comparing your favorite toy to a real-world religion, there's just way too much room for misinformation there. That's my main problem. I don't think I don't think using toys as a jumping off point for an interest in religion is an inherently bad thing, but it's like I, as a person who is portraying myself as a science communicator here, there's just too much room for misinterpretation. I also just don't know about a lot of toys, that is true, where it's like people ask me about like the esotericism of some video game I've never played. Like, I don't know. It's like I just can't help you. I don't know what a lot of your toys are. I haven't played with every toy. I have very specific tastes in toys, and I don't really have interesting or nuanced opinions outside of my toys. And it's also really easy to be like the dark secrets of Ooby Gooby's adventure that's also kind of real as fuck if you think about it. Get nuanced opinions about my toys now! I'm trying. Yeah, I feel like it's way more useful for, like... I feel like if people have a toy they're interested in, and they're interested... Like, okay. You know what's way more interesting for me to... Or, not interesting, but, like, more useful for me as a science communicator is, like, hey, I'm interested in this aspect of, I don't know, cultist simulator. Like, what is this inspired by in real life? Like, that I can tell you, right? Like, that if you're interested in the sources that inspired something, I can tell you that, but I really don't want people to use toys as the foundation for their understanding of a real religion. I feel like that just does not lead to good places. I feel like that leads to how half of Tumblr talks about Judaism. I heard enough chess metaphors to know my toy must be the cipher for understanding of the world is a very old instinct. And it's true, right? Chess is a cipher for everything else, but everything is a cipher for everything else. But understanding that cipher requires a significant degree of historical materialism and rigor. What does Tumblr talk about Judaism? Tumblr talks about Judaism like it's a comic book. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, they talk about Judaism like it's a comic book that's, like, divorced from its actual political context. It's the same way that most of Tumblr talks about, like, quote-unquote Puritans, where it's like, you don't know or care what that word means. My toys are a cipher for having fun with my toys. That's fucking true. Feels like you're being asked to be ChatGPT in a lot of really stupid ways. Yeah, or just like Google. My toy. My toy. It's the Scott Anderson / unsung rationalist nature of Tumblr. No, it's not. It's not even the rationalists, because like the rationalists are annoying in like a predictable way that's occasionally fun to think about. But there's a lot of just like people whose understanding of real world religions comes from posts, and that's not good. I think Tumblr's idea of Puritans is actually American evangelical Christians. Like, it's like Tumblr's idea of Puritans is just like any Christian, right? It's like there's a broad ignorance of like the actual historical. It's like Tumblr is very interested in there being a good Christianity somewhere out there. Like they're interested in like an institutional structure of Christianity that is like good to believe in, rather than like just individual participation in a religion is inherently diverse. Like people can be nice and Christian, but like Christianity as an institution is pretty evil. G'day. Welcome to chat. What does the little check mark on Twitch? It says verified? That's pretty cool. What are you verified by? Tumblr only cares about things that reinforce their ideas. I mean, that's not a Tumblr-specific problem, but it's like a partner. Very cool. Val! I don't know. There is a better point to be made here, but it's like a lot of the... Is the audio cutting out at points? I was fucking with my audio settings earlier. I also just kind of stop talking sometimes. My friend! Audio seems fine. Okay. Might just be you, McGeezels. I don't know. Tumblr has, like, broadly speaking, it's like it's like all Christianity is liberation theology, except for liberation theology, which is, like, foreign or some shit. Or no, that's not quite it. It's like... You can still feel the 2014 internet. Yeah. It's like a lot of Tumblr is just like liberation theology is like the one woke form of Christianity that was like anti-colonialist. It was like based in anti-colonialist in South America. But it was like it only had real political power for like 20 years. Yeah, it's like liberation theology and the Catholic Church in Ireland during the Troubles, where it was like they were actually doing kind of like cool based shit. And Tumblr loves to be like, well, what the Bible actually says is not bigoted. It's like, it exists in a political context, dog. It's a fucking historical document. It is not divorced from politics. It was created by politics. It was created by history, and it exists in history. There is no true thing the Bible says. It is a document, and our relationship with it is inherently interpretive. Also, there's a lot of very unwoke shit in the Bible, and that includes the Jewish Bible. And the Quran and every other religious text on Earth. It's political! It came free with your damn society! Kamala Harris was not lying about the damn coconut tree. We all exist in a damn context. Even the freaking Bible exists in a context. And even if the Bible actually did say that, the Bible should not be the last word on politics. The shitty conservatism pre-exists the Bible, right? Shitty conservatives just point to the Bible to say that, like, as justification for things they already believe. And I don't like participating in these conversations on Tumblr because people yell at me and call me stupid. And it's very annoying. I'm just trying to post. I don't like arguing on the internet anymore. I'm off meth. As a pagan, I hate ancient pagans who pretend... Oh, I hate pagans who pretend ancient pagans were woke. Yeah. Based in anti-colonialist Greek polytheism. Legendary religious feminist Alexander the Great. Yeah, my favorite one is, like, people who talk about Roman polytheist as being anti-colonialist because the Christians hated them. Because early Christians didn't like Roman polytheism. That must mean that it was woke and based. Yeah, famously woke and anti-colonialist Roman Empire. Yeah, we don't know anything about like Old Norse religion. We don't know anything about like pre-Christian Celtic religions. History will remember the ancient cryptotheists that everyone is watching the stream and being universally sound in their ideas. Yeah, yeah. My history will remember these streams as being a universally accepted precept of modern life. Everything you read about Druidism seems like bullshit. Yeah, we don't know like anything about Druidism. There are Celticists that like I'm sure know shit about, like can make like informed guesses about druidic religions, but like we don't fucking know anything. Yeah, the Druids hated writing. Most of our from my understanding, most of the sources on Druidry are from like Roman centurions writing about like the people they were conquering. Jesus was pretty on point calling the Roman Empire the devil, and then he became the official religion of the Roman Empire. My centurion. Yeah, obviously we need to retvern to Proto-Indo-European religion worship, Deus and Phter and the horse twins and whatnot. Yeah, yeah. No, we should all convert to like wherever you're living in America, you should convert to like the native religion, like the indigenous religion. Like I'll start practicing whatever the indigenous like I don't know, fucking I live on the border of like 3 different tribes. I think I'm in Chumash territory, but like this area has so many people in it. Don't bother me. I'm shifting into Ojibwe mode. I'm going Salish. Feeling pretty Squamish today. Yeah, let's just like, yeah, convert to being the convert to being the Chumash religion. Just like add another layer of like bizarre ethno-religious like complexity to whatever it is you're doing. Oh yeah, reconstructed Indo-European religions are like we don't know shit about that comparatively. Spinozist, but without the determinate. Spinozist, but with like, but like landlocked, like territorial Spinozism. Yes, no, all of society will be perfected if we can just find a perfect interpretation of the Bible. We've been talking for like 20 minutes, so I'm supposed to be playing Warframe here. I want whatever the Scythians had with their cool deer tattoos. I like their horse hats. They had very cool horse hats as well. Yeah, Indo-European religion is like, from my understanding, a lot of it is like linguistically reconstructed. Candy cane frame. See, to me, she reads like female rapper. That I think that's what the Carnivec skin looks like, to me. Yeah, she's got the fucking like the puffy sleeves. She's got a lot of cool jewelry. Everything about her stance is kind of cunty. You got the big dangly earrings. Yeah, you see what I mean? Like, Dochi would wear this, right? Like, Dochi could rock this. Who is the cuntiest, though? Honestly, I think this might... It's like... Maybe this... Maybe Neza? Alright, let's check the oven. Soon you will be in my arms. Saren is also very cunty, yes. No, Dochi wouldn't wear the helmet. You're right. Is there a topic planned for today? No. I have been fucking exhausted for the entire month of December. I don't have anything fucking planned. Mesa's kind of cunty, yeah. Mesa has some cunty skins. Okay, I don't know how many of you are on the Patreon. Join the Patreon, by the way. I kind of want to do some fucking void missions. I've been trying to grind for Valkyr Prime. So why don't we keep doing that? That's been fun. Like, I don't know how many of you are on the Patreon, and hey, if you like these streams, you should join my cool Patreon. I know it's a rough time to be plugging an independent artist type thing, but please, I fucking beg of thee. Nah, I'm kidding. I don't know how many of you are on the Patreon, but like I've been locked in. I've been locked in on a special new secret project. It's a big step for me, career-wise, especially because, like, you know, it turns out maybe plugging a Patreon on Tumblr for the rest of my life is not, like, a good financial decision, and I want to reach out. Want to get on some other platforms, make some new stuff. Been getting a lot of great feedback from the people I've been talking to. I'm extremely excited, but I'm also, like, I'm trying not to big things are coming post. Blue Sky Baby. Yeah, that too. Been enjoying what you've been reading of the Secret Project. Yeah, I showed it to someone. These loading times. I've been showing it to someone for, what do you call it, like notes and whatnot. And I was like, okay, it's like, I think this is done. It's about like 10,000 words. And they were like, no, it's like the reason you're struggling with the conclusion is because this is the climax of a 20,000 word work. And I was like, fuck, you're right. God damn it. So gonna be locking in for January as well. And part of why I've been doing this, part of why I've been wanting to focus on shit like this, is because I have a move coming up, probably. Gonna be getting out of my parents' house and back into the world. Which, I don't know if you guys have seen the cost of living these days. It is fucking rough. And I need to make financially responsible decisions about my future. I need to get my name in front of more people. So, we're doing some exciting but very scary things. It's bad out there, dog. I'm hopeful, and I'm kind of, this is a little bit of a leap of faith that I'm working to make it less of a leap of faith and more of a solid financial decision for my future. If shit goes well, I'm not going to be like out on the streets or nothing, but it's scary, but I'm excited. Hey, okay, Venom, welcome to chat. Also trying to get out, living with your mom. Yeah, a lot of... This is what's a shame is that this is a great time to be living with your parents if you can put up with them, and a terrible time to be, like, doing risky new financial moves in regards to the cost of living. But history waits for no man. I don't know. If you think I'm funny, throw me money, please. I promise I'll write you... You can read my research notes about historical religions. Yeah, I'm also very grateful to my parents. We haven't always had the best relationship, but it's been a lot better recently. Hi, Corpus Captain. Why are your voice lines so loud? It's scary, but I'm excited. See, I'll probably be moving in with one of my friends that makes significantly more money than me. So I'll be paying less in rent, but we are still moving to a cool part of LA. And I'm historically pretty good with money. I live like a monk. I don't have expensive hobbies or anything like that. My main hobby is food. So if I gotta lock in for a couple months to get my finances where they need to be, I can totally handle that. But also, I don't fucking wanna. Sometimes I forget California is a real place and not like Camelot. That's kind of how I feel about Los Angeles. It's like, hey, it's the place from all the movies. Oh yeah, and like, oh my god, I'm. Originally, I was supposed to be moving in. Destroy a cruise ship? Okay, fine. Originally, I was supposed to be moving in with 2 other people, but one of them pulled out, so our options are still possible, but a little more, little rougher. It's a shame. I was also kind of excited to be moving in with this person. But what are you gonna do? You can't, like, be like, no, make a risky financial, a slightly more risky financial decision and, like, move in with your 2 friends. Just because I want to hang out with you. Just because we're friends. Also, fucking rent in LA is fucking weird. Like, the average rent for a studio is something crazy. It's like, it's like $2,200 a month for a studio. What the fuck? Okay. But a 2-bedroom is like 2,800, and then a 3-bedroom is only like 3,100. So like, if you have and also, like, apartments get bought and sold so fast in LA that if you like actually, if you don't like use an app and you like actually drive around and like talk to renting agencies, they'll often be like, we need to fill this apartment by the end in like the next 2 days. So if you all clear the credit check in the next 48 hours, we'll let you move in for like 40% reduced rent. Like your contract will be significantly better, but you have to move in and like you have to lock in the next 2 days. Shit like that happens all the time in LA. So you might get a great deal out of nowhere. That's kind of what happened at my last apartment, is we got it for like ridiculously cheap, even though it was like borderline slum conditions. Yeah, nobody wants to live with roommates, so if you're like chill with roommates, you can get some pretty good deals. Yeah, it's like tolerate your family or have roommates you like. Yeah, living, like, on the outskirts of LA is also weird because it's, like, the big megacity is right there. He was offered 50% rent for 6 months. Yeah, this shit is crazy. Like, it's, like, actually wild. But I'm excited. It does feel like a big step for my career. As much as I love posting for money on Tumblr, I need to post for money on a slightly more serious platform as well. Oh well. 'Tis a hard life for an internet esotericist. I mean, I say that like I don't do as much or more work than most professional researchers. I just, like, am self-directed, and I live in my room. I need to post for money on LinkedIn. Please! Is the secret project history or fiction? It is history! I also, like, kind of want to get off Tumblr. Like, half the time I'm on that damn website, it pisses me off. I got a call out the other day for spreading misinformation about history, but the misinformation I was spreading was, they didn't actually say what misinformation I was spreading. The vibe is bad now. But, like, worse than it has been, in my opinion. Like, not to be a fucking downer, but the vibe is, like, way more claustrophobic and mean. Is there a website that doesn't piss me off these days? Honestly, Blue Sky. Blue Sky is just, like, nice Twitter. If you were like, oh, it's so full of, like 45-year-old libs. And then... But then you go on Blue Sky. I love going onto Blue Sky and posting shit like, man, has there ever been a fantasy video game that says some real as fuck shit about racism? And then I get like 100 retweets or something. Like, it's the most fun website on earth to just like bait post on. Are you Gen Z crypto? No, I'm a Zillennial. I love Blue... They're like... I love, like... Going onto Blue Sky and then, like... lib bait posting is so much fun. It's like feeding the birds at the park. I love them so... It's like... Because they're not... It's like, the libs are so annoying. It's like, they're... At least they're not fucking mean. At least they're not, like... trying to harass me or some shit. But, like, I've been big on Tumblr long enough, and I'm, like, still active long enough that, like, the most random people have developed grudges against me. Like, I don't know who hates me. Like, I don't know who's gonna, like, try to harass me if I interact with them. It's, like, fucking shitty and anxiety-inducing, and I don't like it. I've basically stopped interacting with a lot of people, just because, like... I've had to unfollow a lot of people because they just won't stop participating in, like, useless discourse that goes nowhere. Blue Sky is neat. It does feel dry to me. I catch some neat posts on there from people working cool projects in art, but 80% of my TL is general social media complaining. Yeah, I generally, like, unfollow people like that. Like, the best posters on Blue Sky are literally, like, funny people that moved from... Tumblr. And it has a mute function. It has a blessed mute function. It's so nice. You have to, like, wrangle... You have to fucking wrangle Tumblr into muting someone. You have to, like, block their name. Always hearing about some kind of discourse that's happening on whatever social media, and every time it's something I'm only hearing about for the first time in that moment. Yeah, it's like... That's honestly me with Tumblr, where it's like, there's a lot of shit happening on Tumblr where I was like, this doesn't exist outside of Tumblr. And it's like, yeah, maybe legitimate issues are being discussed, but I do not trust a single Tumblr user to have an effective or, like, an effective or interesting or valuable take on this. There's maybe, like, 4 people on Tumblr whose, like, geopolitical opinions I actually trust, and I just talk to them in the DMs. But I don't need to see another fucking fandom blog talking about geopolitics.
Reblog for visibility. We have to stop Cody.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like... I love when people get mad at Brett for being a lib, and it's like... No, that's why we follow him. That's why Brett is here, is because he's the prime lib of Tumblr. He's Tumblr's prime principled lib, and we love him for it. I love anyone doing serious leftism on Tumblr. That's always fun. Who's Brett? Brett Flower from Stone. Tumblr's arch lib.
We need heavy ordnance. Fire torpedoes.
Nah, Brett is useful as a yardstick. It's like, even if you don't agree with everything he says, it's just like, it's always useful to see what he thinks about things, and he's not, like, stupid. Twitter is, like, unusable now. I don't understand how people can... I don't understand how people can fucking use Twitter anymore. I know Austin Piss Vortex is like an arch funny poster on Twitter now. But it's seriously like, listen, I don't want to... The less time I spend on planet Earth, like, watching people do epic dunks in the QRTs, the happier I am. No shade to Austin. Austin is very funny. I just, like... That it's psychologically, that's just not something I want in my life. Apparently there's good porn on it. Twitter porn is like... It's like overwhelming now. It's like... I love porn, but it's like... Twitter porn has to fucking chill. It's a lot. If you interact with even like a little bit of porn, Twitter's algorithm is like... Here's 1 million posts! Someone I follow on Twitter recently begrudgingly made a Blue Sky to Cross post. They got so many followers at once that they fucking suspended. Yeah, no, that's kind of the play. It's because they know I'm from Tumblr? I guess, maybe, yeah.
Whee!
Corpus Marines. Board a cruise ship and engage them hand to hand.
Okay, good. We already got the cruise ship. Hell yeah.
Launch torpedoes. Arquin slingshot loaded. 10-0.
Wait. Hey, get back on the damn ship. Okay, I don't know what this guy's doing. He's just flying around.
Hand to hand.
Hi, world's smallest creature. Reddit is just like... You can't put any emotional stakes in Reddit. Reddit is like... Reddit is a great way to, like, see what divorced 35-year-olds think about their hobbies.
My ship. Arming torpedoes. Locking onto their signature. Firing.
Yay!
Sometimes they have great advice on their hobbies, but there's that one post that's like, you go to r/knives and you're like, hey r/knives, what knife do you think would be good for a starter? And then the top comment is from a guy that's like, honestly, the low end knives are useless, and the medium knives just like, they'll just let you down eventually. Honestly, you just need to go straight to the top end of the top end, most high-level custom knives, because those are the one thing that are considered an asset and that your stupid bitch of a wife can't take in the divorce. Nothing else is even worth it a little bit.
Failed to prevent the 10-0 from boarding. Set them at once.
I don't know, I just don't like social media anymore. I want to make more, like, structured stuff. As much as I love shitposting, I kind of want to save that energy for streams where I can just kind of be funny off the cuff. Computer isn't fun anymore! Yeah, like, a lot of it isn't. It has been kind of psychologically freeing to, like, keep more to myself on Tumblr. Like, I feel like Tumblr's kind of shrinking user base is just making people more claustrophobic and kind of bitey. Like, people are anxious. Like, it's less of a target-rich environment for, like, the tenderqueer Kiwi Farms types. Who have always kind of been on Tumblr, but they just, like... It always happens during winter. Like, it's like people are locked inside with their families, and the, like, 23-year-olds are feeling angsty, so they, like, start discourse. It happens fucking every December. From, like, Black Friday to New Year's, it's, like, call-out season. And there are a lot of people that are like, oh, Tumblr's like the last chill place on the internet. But then you kind of, like, realize that a lot, like, just how many people have completely insane politics. The call-out trees are in bloom. And you're like, oh, I followed you because you posted, like, funny dogs and, like, the occasional interesting article. I didn't know that you had, like, opinions on the IDF that are really not cool. Honestly, if you don't get big enough that anyone will call you out, you can just unfollow everyone annoying and be free. Yeah, that's kind of what I've had to do. Because, like, past a certain point, like, there's just gonna be people that don't like you. And what's crazy is that on basically every other social media platform that, like, gets you engagement, like, that, like, the algorithm loves that shit. No, I don't. I want to leave. Okay, I just have to leave the squad. Alright. Recently overheard a friend talking some useless Oppression Olympics level discourse, and I was like, man, these people need to go outside and do anything other than Christmas shopping. Yeah, it's like, that is the other thing. People just, like, others' websites love to actively show you shit that pisses you off. Yeah, I just, like, I don't trust any Tumblr user to have, like, a good opinion on anything. It is also a great place to find, like true ideological Galapagos finches. Like, I've talked about this. Like, there's a person on Tumblr that fucking hates me. They're like, there's a person on Tumblr who is convinced that I am that I'm trying to start a cult, that I'm like a wannabe Blavatsky type, and that, like, I'm eventually going to do a cult pivot, you know, to, like, having a compound or something. And they're a very intelligent person that is clearly extremely well read on the history of religion. And I check their blog sometimes just to, like, see what they're saying about shit. Because they do have, like, they have very interesting, well-researched opinions on religion that are, like, the exact opposite of anything that is reasonable to believe. Because they don't read secular philosophy. They have no interest in secular philosophy whatsoever. They have no interest in it. And so their primary method of understanding history is mystics. Like, they've never read Plato, never read Aristotle, but they love Pseudo-Dionysius the Areopagite. Yes, I love this motherfucker. Like, they hate me. They hate me so much. I've had to block and unblock them twice because I was like, maybe it's like, it's been several years, maybe this person's chilled out. And then, like, they immediately started leaving a bunch of comments on my shit of, like, I know what you're trying to do, you fucking freak. I'm like, okay, buddy, all right. Back in timeout. Yes, I have vague posted about this guy because I love them so much because they're the exact type of, like, digital... They exist in a digital archipelago that can't exist on any other website. Like, Twitter could not produce this person. Only Tumblr could produce this person. Like, despite how much complaining I was just doing about Tumblr, it's the only place where you can find, like, true digital savants. Like, and true digital savants that are able to express themselves in more than 140 characters. Like, people that can write essays. You sure you aren't doing a bit? They aren't doing a bit to spite you with the cult thing? I'm almost positive. It's like... Because every other interaction they have with every other blog on this website is, like, extremely aggressive and mean for, like, no reason. Like, they're clearly just a very angry person that is just upset in general with life. Which makes sense. Like, if your primary method of understanding the world is, like, mystics, a lot of mystics are very, like... They're very, like... disappointed with the material world. They're very scared of politics. They don't... Like, they consider politics like like a distraction from the things that really matter. It's like a corrupt distraction from the actual mechanics of the world. And so, like, if you have no material, like, if you have no interesting material, useful understanding of politics, you're going to be fucking pissed off by everything. Everything that upsets you is going to be the result of, like, ridiculous spiritual corruption. And so every time this person talks to someone on Tumblr, they're always really mad at them and they're super aggressive for no reason. But I love this person. They could not exist outside of Tumblr. I really wish they didn't hate me so I could, like, be their friend.
Disable all priority targets.
Sounds like they're the mystic, not you. Yeah, they are. It's like I'm not a mystic. I'm a closet materialist. Another thing I've gotten a call out post for being is they're like, they don't actually believe in magic. They're just a call out they're a closet materialist that is faking their interest in the occult for clout. You know, they're not a spiritual person. I was like, I am, but in, like, a very Spinozist way. I think there is no higher god than history. A closet materialist, yes. I'm hiding my materialism to trick hapless occult interested teenagers into subscribing to my Patreon, you know. That famous and profitable scam that everyone does. You know, tricking people into thinking that you're an actual wizard when in reality you're actually just a materialist Aristotelian philosopher. You remember that? You don't remember that. This has happened multiple times. I think there is something about my online presence that just attracts people with like political and social views that are so esoteric they're effectively meaningless, and they, like, I'll get, like, call out posts from people where it's like, I literally don't know why you hate me. Like, your reasons for disliking me are so obscure. I would have to do research. Like, I'd have to like read your blog for several months to like figure out what you value and thus don't value, and what negative values you are ascribing to me. It's very funny. Watching these streams just reminds me how small my actual knowledge of the esoteric is. And I don't know shit. I'm at best, like... I'm just like an amateur with a lot of free time. I'm not a real scholar. I can only speak English. I can't even read a single dead language. I am the esoteric stuff poster, but I'm like the Neil deGrasse Tyson of esoteric shit. Like I'm not an expert in this stuff. I'm just good at communicating, right? I just have enough time and energy to like read actual sources, and then I can tell people what they say. But I'm not trying to deepen the body of knowledge of religious history. I'm not contributing to it. I'm simply communicating. That's what makes me a streamer, TBH. I'm not good at any of this. I just speak well. Yup. Communication is a skill. Well, and honestly, the more complex the body of knowledge, the more of a market there is for people who can effectively communicate that knowledge. Hence the popularity of like esoteric communicators. As much as we love Dr. Sledge, there's like people want more. People want like, and I think people want like. I think people want more, like, materialist histories of the occult. Because it makes... Doing materialist history, like more sober materialist histories of the occult, leaves more room for the audience to do their own spiritual interpretation, which I think is an inherent part of esoteric studies, whether you like it or not. Like, people are writing a lot of this shit so that they can... be mystically interpreted. Like, it's just kind of an inherent part of the body of knowledge. And so I feel like the fact that I communicate it in a very non-judgmental way of like, I'm not sneering at these people, nor am I discussing them as like quote-unquote real wizards. I'm just saying like, here's a person, here's what they believed, here's why they believed it. And that allows people to it allows people to draw their own conclusions for their own spirituality, which is like, I'm not trying to be a priest. I think fundamentally you can only ever make your own decisions about your spirituality. Dr. Sledge can be a little dry, yeah, but in like a cute grandpa type way, you know? I love his little jokes. I love when he gets funny.
Notifying scavenger crews. The locals send their thanks.
It's so hard to find stuff like you and Dr. Sledge that isn't massive academic text that you have to pirate. Yeah, it's like... But I also... Like, my goal is to get people interested in the... It's like, I want to get people interested in the text. I want people to, like, you know, feel... I don't want people to be scared of primary texts, because primary texts can be scary, right? People are scared of, like, the big books... And I feel like there's an enormous... People want someone that can introduce them to the primary text, who can say, like, don't be afraid of this. You can handle this even if you think you're stupid. It's actually really easy to read a book. You just need, like, someone to kind of give you a map. I was talking to a friend about tarot, and I had to break the news to them that their main source was just lying about Kabbalah. Yup. Or was at least, like, just one other view of Kabbalah that wasn't terribly historically accurate, or, like, they were responding to Hermetic Kabbalah or Christian Kabbalah, and then misrepresenting that as authentic Jewish Kabbalah, etc., etc. Yeah, like people who treat historical interpretation like a theme that can be studied instead of like an argument to win or a book to sell you. Yeah. I like one of the most interesting. Like I'm writing a thing about John Dee right now. Part of what makes him so interesting is that there are no two biographies of John Dee that agree on what his deal is. Like he's such a complex and multifaceted historical figure that like one person is like he was a mathematician, or he was mainly a spy, or he was mainly a mathematician but he was also like I read a biography that claimed that his like trying to talk to angels was not actually a religious experience, but was actually like him trying to develop like cryptography. Like it was him trying to write better codes for spycraft. Like that's wrong, but that's a really interesting thing to say. And I like talking about that. I like talking about the secondary sources that like have weird opinions. Were they mixing him up with Trithemius? No, he was just a spy and very interested in cryptography. And what was there was like a thing that him and Mercator were very interested in. It was not stenography, but steganography, the art of hiding text within other text. Which is a spycraft thing. Soon you will be in my arms. Not stenography, steganography. Here, I gotta pee. I will be right back. Why don't we take a little break? Get yourself some water. Go pee. Have fun. Dance.
Sometimes Ordis likes to assume he knows nothing. Nobody can learn what they think they already know.
Tenno, there's a time-limited mission alert available. Check navigation.
Hello. Making maps was an extremely specialized skill. Yup, it was. And it was a deeply geopolitically important one. CD, what does esotericism have to say about the green apple slices with peanut butter that I just ate? Let's see. Well, green is vitriol. That's sulfuric acid, meaning it's a purifying agent. Apples are associated with the Garden of Eden. You know, that's the devil and temptation, which within Western occultism is more associated with, like, knowledge and vice rather than explicitly evil. I don't know if there's any occult associations with peanut butter in the Western world, but let's see. Generally, fatty foods are considered life-giving. Occult masculine properties. Also yummy. Hey, if you've been liking the stream, this is my this and my Patreon are my primary methods of income. If you want to throw me some money, highly appreciate it. Know it's a rough time for everyone financially right now, so absolutely no pressure. You can use command Patreon to check that shit out, or throw me a sub here. Do whatever you want. Peanut butter is golden brown. You could make an argument. And hey, don't break the bank if you don't want to break the bank.
Argument.
All right. My goal, friends and enemies. So, my goal is to get every Warframe.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna make me break out the Green Mysteries again? Is there anything on Peanuts in the Green Mysteries? I'm not up on my Green Mysteries. So I think at this point, I've acquired every base Warframe. I want to get every Prime Frame, right? So, and Valkyr has kind of become a new favorite. So, her. I need her. One day I will have you in my arms. I will grind the boat missions for my toy. Even the hard ones in Vale Prime, I will do it. I will even acquire Vecna. I want her beautiful claws. I did. I missed the Valkyr Prime giveaway this autumn. Oh, you got pho? Oh, it's really cold outside right now. I could fuck up some pho. Got all the bits but the chassis to spare. Let me see what I got. I need the Neuros. I have a chassis. So, Ghost of Christmas Future, if you want to trade me for those Neuros, I will I don't know, I'll be very happy. I'm not really going to do anything for you. Cuz I think the chassis are the Wait, when did I get this? What the fuck? How long have I had that? Whatever. I need the Neuros. Vauban Prime will bankrupt you. Peanuts are like an egg. Peanuts. They're like an egg. Beans as a whole group in entry. They're in Green Mysteries. All beans. Hang on, I gotta check the fucking wiki. Valkyr Prime Neuroptics Blueprint. I'm pretty sure this is the hard one to get. It's N11. No, this is the one you can get from Venus. You're at the dojo on Switch. Grins. Occult symbolism? I wanted a peanut. My Homer is not very good. Where is... I forget where the fucking... Where's the trading hub? I forget. Yes. Wait. I'm gonna give you my most valuable item, Ghost. I forgot that I sold them yesterday, but it would have been really funny if I gave you the most valuable item in the game, a Harrow chassis. Okay, sure, I'll take a Riven mod. For Athadai. Gas. Gas. Harrow chassis is the hardest thing to get kinda ever. Gas. Gas. Thank you, Ghost. I can play toys now. Everyone say thank you, Ghost, for my toys. I really want the title for fucking getting Harrow chassis. Thank you, Ghost. I can't believe the dollar has a pyramid on it and it isn't a joke. It's associated with fucking, like, might. It's actually, like, not even a Mason symbol. It's just associated with, like, government. Because people are like, well, the pyramids are cool. They were built by a big government, so... Okay, fuck. That changes my plans for this stream. What the fuck do we do now? I guess let's grind for Vecna? Let's see. Venka Prime. Okay, I need one more of the blade, one more of the gauntlet.
Okay.
Neo V9 and Axie V10. Let's see. Ooh, Veil Proxima and... Veil Proxima. Okay. Wow, it's a 5% chance. God damn. CT, have I seen this? Alright, I'm gonna click the X link. The fusion industry realized they could double the economy to translate the mirror into gold. Oh yeah, I've seen this. People discover that fusion reactors can transmute transmute elements into gold like every 6 months. And they freak out about it on Twitter, like, alchemy is back! That's why I don't have Venkna. Alright, we might be, taking an adventure to fucking... Let's see. Newman Proxima. Oh, or Pluto Proxima. Okay. Actually, let's check if we have any relics first. Nope. Okay. Okay. Because there's a lot of, like... There's a lot of, boat nodes that I haven't unlocked yet. I tried doing this yesterday, and I didn't know how the reactor meltdown minigame worked, and I died. Okay, okay, hang on. We're calibrating. Calabash. Oh, this one's exterminate. We can do this. Let's grind Calabash for a little bit. Let's play boats. I think once I get every frame, my goal will be to get every weapon. Toy boat.
Toys!
Alchemy is one of the more fun Warframe modes, I will say.
Boat! My boat!
Wee. I really like in Pluto Prime how there's that like unique tile set for like a comet mining station. It like only shows up in like Pluto Prime. I really kind of want them to make am I stuck on something? I kind of want them to freshen up the railjack missions because I feel like there's so much opportunity for like doing cool crazy shit with them.
Atteno has exited the railjack.
Yeah, that's me. I'm the one that did that. Thank you, Cephalon Sai.
Wee!
Yay! Okay. Excuse me, everyone. Get Valkyred. Let me out! I was feeling kind of manic last night, and I started drawing up plans for, like, a Meat Planet Amber Skies RPG, like TTP RPG. Very simple system, very simple adventure. I'm generally against tabletop podcasts, so it would probably not be something that I do publicly, but it is fun to think about. I want to do like something very short and simple, like a 4-day adventure, 4-session adventure. Can you pretend this is ASMR and fall asleep? I'm really tired. No. Watch my content. Listen to every word I say and develop an opinion on it. Short games are underrated. Yeah. Well, and it lent like the world lends itself to like short adventures of like you're just jumping into a small structure and like going shaft diving for a little bit. I wish there was a better way to like let my fucking thing defend itself while I'm out. Because Mustard Pitbake is not doing so well right now.
Countermeasures are interfering with my progress.
Why'd you get banned from the Caves of Cud Discord?
Those jamming drones are a serious problem.
Whatever, I actually don't really care that much. Yay, Ice Mine tile set. I love this one. I do have a theory that, like, in the world, there are, like, not teleths, but, like, What am I doing here? There are, like, not teleths, but, like, old world structures that are not big enough to become full teleths. Like, they don't really have arcology.
Jamming drones.
Whee! I have theories about my own setting. Yeah, I don't decide everything, obviously.
Jamming drones. Fry them to a crisp.
Progress halted. Jamming drones.
I think, like, around the landscape, there are a lot of, like, kind of mini teleths that aren't nearly as dangerous, but they can, like, support small teleth ecosystems.
Longer block.
Those jamming drones.
Whee!
Problem.
God, I love Valkyr's movement. I've been reading Stephen King recently. Been digging into him. My first time reading Stephen King. I read The Shining, and I'm almost finished with Salem's Lot.
Out of options.
Yeah, it's like tide pools versus reefs. Exactly, exactly.
That's signal.
So, I don't know. I see why people love Stephen King, but also why they make fun of him a lot.
Pull the plug.
It's like his prose is just so, like, it's like a workhorse prose. Like, this is not doing anything complicated, not doing anything like super artsy, just kind of like getting from point A to point B in a way that is not, like, I'm not being derisive of this, it's just like extremely effective utilitarian prose. Oh yeah, On Writing is awesome because I disagree with like half of what he says. There's a lot of shit he says in On Writing that's like, I'm sure this works great if you are Stephen King. Like, if you're the kind of freak that can just pump out 10,000 words in an afternoon. Like, every day for 6 months. Repair crew, to me. Boom Wiggler. That's a good one. The only thing I know about Stephen King is he used the word Jehoobies. Yeah, no, that was in, I think that was in Salem's Lot. Like, that's the thing. It's like he'll be leading you through some, like, he'll be leading you through some, like, piece of very effective prose, right? Like, something where it's like, okay, this totally makes sense. I know where we are. This is the scene where, like, the town is meeting, the survivors are all meeting to, like, gear up to go fight the vampire. The priest is here, the fish out of water is here, the, like, old small town carpenter is here, and they're gonna go get the vampires. And then, like, in the middle of that sentence, he'll, like, describe someone as having Jehoobies, and you're like, Steven, come on. Like, what possessed you to describe it that way? I know it was probably cocaine, but, like, not everyone thinks that way on cocaine. This is unique to you in some way.
Priority targets neutralized. Next up, capital ship.
Catastrophic failure imminent. Well, that's bad. I wish my NPC gunners were better at their jobs.
Mission continues.
What are Jehoobies? Breasts. Boobs. That type of thing.
We are clear of ice.
Torpedoes locked. Target
Maybe Maine is just like that. Yeah, only women in Maine have Jehoobies. No one else does. Doban Honkaros. Do you need a crew? You do need a crew. I have NPC crew members. I think you can upgrade them, but I don't know how to upgrade them. What sort of parasitic creatures are attached to your arms? Those are not parasitic creatures. Those are Valkyr's flayed flesh into a tasteful puffer jacket.
Focus on the
upgrade them through the Railjack customization menu. Okay. Because, like, I think I need, like, one gunner, one security officer, and one repairman. I want them to be, like, max level at those skills. I think you buy them from, like, Fortuna or something. Like, you can hire people on Fortuna. Are you like a robot Lance Connect? Kinda. This is flesh. It's like synthetic flesh, and she has been flayed. I do need to spawn a lich, and then make them sweeties. I want to see what their friendly lines are like when they're working on my Railjack. Turning your arms into a puffer jacket feels very Amber Skies. It does. Oh my god, there's a... Tara and I have been... Like, I wrote a character for Sick Stomach Murder, and Tara and I have been having so much fun putting her in different fashionable outfits. Like, she started as kind of a throwaway character, and then it was like, hang on, she's kind of cunty. She's kind of cunty with it. Let's put her in more cool outfits. Is today a casual philosophy Friday, or did I miss the historical part? We were talking about religion earlier. We might talk about it again. Who knows? Someone we have yet to see? Yup. I kind of... It's like... I really like it when you have a side character that you end up really liking. And it's like, oh, I need to make her a bigger part of the story. She's cool. And she's a good foil for Digit. Because in my head, Digit is kind of like a little wet dog. Like, she's kind of like, I don't deserve salt on my meals. But still a kind of, like, intelligent, driven, like, autistic young woman who doesn't really know how to interact with people. But is also, like, generally wise and understands things. Very opinionated, very unenchanted with things. Disillusioned. And so it's fun to have someone who's, like, a little more outgoing interacting with her. Digit is a small wet dog name, you're right. No, shit. Yay! Yeah, author assigned extrovert. I also love your insane white woman. I really like writing 87. I think a huge part of that story was like, I want to write a detective novel. And it was like, it initially kind of started with 87 as the protagonist, as her being like a kind of quirky detective. And I was like, no, she's the villain. She's like, it's like, this is a story about working for the villain in other stories. Like, you know, like every teen movie where it's like, there's a shitty detective that hates skateboarding and she's trying to, like, make sure that no one can skateboard or whatever. Like, what is it like to work for that woman? I think that's a fun idea. I thought Sick Stomach Murder wasn't being serialized and we need to wait for it to be finished. Yup, that's true. The dog named Finger. Nope, you're gonna have to wait. She's kind of a villain. Like, she's kind of a deuteragonist in that, like, she's not a nice person. She just happens, like... 87 is kind of like if Justice was a person, but in a very, how do you describe it? Ooh, a Carmine Penta. That's cute. You know, she's kind of like if Justice was a person in a very, like, Walter Benjamin type way. Like, she is She is a cage in search of a bird. I thought she was just autistic. No, she's like not a good person. Yeah, yeah. Well, because, like, fundamentally, I think it's impossible to have a nice cop character. I think you can have conflicted cop characters that are not good people, but I don't think it's possible to be a cop and a good person.
Command ship.
And I think 87 is like, no, I'm not a good person. I'm a detective. I'm not here to do nice things. I am here to put people in jail, and that's a very much not a nice thing to do. Come play boats. Come play boats. Whee! Ah, I like that lighting effect. Yay! Samuel Vimes is a bastard. But, okay, the interesting thing about Samuel Vimes is that he's more of a bastard than Pratchett is willing to acknowledge him as. Like, there are several points where Pratchett is like, it's like, Vimes is a cop, yeah, but he's a good cop, and he's, like, trying to be a good cop, and he believes in consent-based policing, and there's, like, parts where he just, like, he, like, threatens to torture a guy at one point, and it's like, oh, well, he really needed to, and the guy he was torturing was not a good person. And so Vimes is still a good guy. It's like, no, that's an objectively unethical thing to do. You can't be a good person and threaten to torture someone. Even if you don't torture them, that's still a deeply evil thing to do. Yeah, that's one of the interesting things about Discworld, is that it's like, there is a sense of like, it's okay when Vimes does it because he's a good individual and individuals can't be evil. It's like, yeah, he's part of a systemically oppressive force, but they're nice. He's a nice boy. And I don't think that's true. I think Vimes is kind of a bastard. He's like more of a bastard than Pratchett will allow him to be. And that's kind of me with 87. It's like, I think she's a very nice, funny person, but she's like, no, I'm not a good person. I think she's weird and off-putting. I think she's strange. I think she comes off kind of scary and predatory to people, even when she's being nice to them.
I want torpedoes armed and dispatched now.
Disable all priority targets.
And that's fascinating. It is fascinating. It's like, I started enjoying writing it a lot more, and I was like, no, 87... Okay, in my head, I don't know if I'm going to put this in, but it's like 87 has a nemesis, and it's like a little Encyclopedia Brown boy detective type. Like, there's a little the Catholic bug strains who are kind of like bumblebees. There's like a little like 12-year-old bumblebee boy who's like her arch nemesis because he fills a role in the justice apparatus, but is like actually nice. Like, he isn't doing anything illegal, and he's just solving mysteries because he's a good, sweet boy, and has no violence to back up the like institutional evil of his power. Like, people just do what he says because a cute little bumblebee boy told him to. And 87 fucking hates him, and is like constantly trying to get him on something and put him in prison. And he's like, like the little Bumblebee boy detective is just an inhumanly nice person. Like, has truly never done anything wrong in his life. And 87 is like, no, there has to be something. My complete control over the carceral apparatuses of his scene cannot be challenged, fundamentally. There cannot be alternative modes of justice. Who is better at actually solving cases? They're completely equally matched. Like, I think 87 wants serial killers. 87 wants, like, a Baroque Hannibal-style serial killer, but she's too smart for them. Like, I think she just, like... I think her relationship to the carceral apparatus and to forensic technology is such that, like, she wants serial killers to outwit her, but they just can't. Like, they just don't. It's never happened. And the fact that, like, the only person who can, like, psychologically and morally challenge her is, like, a 12-year-old little bumblebee Catholic boy with a little propeller cap infuriates her. I think she hates that. Because he doesn't, like, he technically represents a challenge to her carceral control, but also, it's just, like, she can't hunt him in the way that she could a serial killer, and that pisses her the fuck off. Because I think fundamentally, the reason that she likes being a detective, the reason that she, like, she doesn't have a sense of justice. She doesn't have, like, an ingrained sense of what's right. She doesn't care about what's moral, right? She's not a moral person. She cares about what is illegal. Like, she actually does not care about, like, making the world a better place. She likes putting people in prison because she's a pervert, right? She's a sadist, and she likes ruining people's lives. And that makes her a bad person, because she is. Like, she desperately wants to find serial killers because that's a person who it's okay to put them in prison. It's okay to completely ruin their life and effectively torture them. But they're rare and hard to find, and so she hates that. I do think that there's going to be a parallel for Vimes, like the actual captain of the city police rather than, like, the constabulary. Like, I do think there will be a Vimes alike at some point who will be in serious tension with her. And I think Oi's role in the story is going to be as an auxiliary emotional intelligence. Like, I think her ability to understand other people is purely mechanical, right? It's purely from, like, a behavioral psychology way. She doesn't really understand what it's like to inherently know people, right? She can't just, like... I don't think she's capable of having normal human emotional relationships with people, because it's a purely mechanical relationship, and I think she's kind of jealous of Digit for being able to literally go inside another person's mind and physically read their thoughts as, like, a data stream. I think 87 is deeply jealous of that, deeply envious. Yeah, also, Vimes Without Vetinari is a completely different book, right? Like, Vetinari is an interesting character and is, like, kind of represents one of these, like, I mean, I hate allegory, but Vetinari is just, like, an interesting character of, like, he's a benevolent dictator, and that's interesting. Like, what does that actually look like? Where he's like, yeah, there's a bit in Jingo where Vetinari is like, empires are dumb and not worth the trouble, and it's like, yeah, that's true, and if you were a dictator and you think that, that's interesting. That's a psychologically interesting person. She can't cold read a situation? No. 87 can only cold read situations. She can never hot read a situation. Yeah, I like his little... no, not cold... That's not what cold and hot read mean. She's a sociopath. She has no... she has no human empathy. She can't... Like, she doesn't feel human emotions, or is able to empathize with human emotions other than by rote mechanical memorization. But she's also very smart, and she understands that, like, performing human relationships is an important thing, and she enjoys talking to other people, but kind of in a way of, like, she enjoys solving jigsaw puzzles. And she's also a weird pervert sadist. Vetinari is a dictator who doesn't run a dictatorship. He positions himself so that others have to take up the mantle of governments in a reasonable and way, whether they like it or not. Yeah, yeah. It's like he's a dictator, but he's also like a very good delegator. In some ways, Vetinari is more moral than Vimes, because when Vetinari finds something objectionable, he will change the system to stop it happening again. Yes, exactly. Yeah, like 87 is not interested in systemic change whatsoever. She's not interested in the she's not interested in like reformist sentiments about her office. She's interested in putting people in prison because it makes her come.
No muss, no fuss. Tagging vessel for salvage. Plotting
Yeah,
exit
I got a hair in my mouth. Fuck.
Big Fire.
Yes, yes. The sadism and sociopathy of 87 are not caused by each other. They're completely incidental. They're unrelated to each other. '87 is very predatory in how she interacts with knowledge. It's a weapon for her to wield against bad people. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like she likes to know things about people because it lets her fuck with them. Like she also enjoys being weird and off-putting on purpose just to see how people react, right? Like she uses the fact that she's kind of strange and people don't really trust her or know what she's on about ever as a way to keep people off balance. I think she does like Oe, though. Like, I think they are genuine friends, and they've been friends for, like, 20 years. Because I think Oe is, like, a chronically empathetic person. I think he has kind of a sixth sense for emotional troubles. Like, would be a fantastic hostage negotiator. That type of person. And so, Oe handles the kind of emotional intelligence aspects of being a detective that 87 knows that she can't do. And I think Oe understands that she's kind of a weird sociopath, but also is like, it's fun to hang out with her. Like, they kind of shoot the shit a lot. They kind of fake argue. Is 87 aware of how amoral she is? Yes, entirely. She does not see herself as a wolf holding society together. She sees herself as having fun. She's like, she enjoys playing the role of being a detective, but fundamentally, I think the tension with her is that she realizes that if she wasn't a constable, if she wasn't a detective, she would be a serial killer. I think she knows that, and it scares her. And I think that's part of why she values her friendship with Oe, is that it's like, if I got too bored, I would start causing problems. Like, she would have real trouble with it. Like, she knows that she's not a good person. But she's not an indiscriminate sadist either. It's like, it has to be, like, justified in some way. It has to be, like, she would never put someone in prison if they didn't deserve it. Like, she just doesn't care. Like, that doesn't get her off, right? She has to win against someone legitimately. Yes, she has a refined palate. She wants to be the devil for values of the devil that I think maybe only you and I understand, May. Yes. Like in the ironic punishment way. That is... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if she would fuck with like poetic punishment. I think she likes catching people. She likes being able to like she likes getting in someone's head to the point where she can predict everything they do. Where she like doesn't need to put them in prison because she knows exactly what they're going to do. Like she would make an excellent Dracula. But I don't know about Devil. She's not it's like she doesn't care about the punishment either. It's like the prison system in his scene is not good. It's like yeah, it's basically just legalized slavery. It's like legalized factory slavery. You get put in, you work off a debt. It's owned by one of the noble houses and is like there's no like ethical carceral justice in a scene. It's a brutal system. But she doesn't care. Yeah, sounds familiar. She doesn't care. She cares about like winning. But she doesn't like sending people to prison if they don't deserve it, if they haven't done anything. Like she wants to prove that you did it, and then she wants to arrange circumstances such that you weave your own noose, right? She's not going to tell you to off yourself. She will simply arrange circumstances such that you do. Yeah, Isine. Yeah, she's like Dark Columbo. She'd get nothing from people on obvious crimes that... Yeah, she doesn't give a shit about obvious crimes. Like, she could not give less of a shit about organized crime. She's, like, annoyed by them. She's like the Judge Holden for the new Jim Crow. Yes, although there is a non-racial aspect to it. Like I think she loves forensics and she loves statistical analysis of things. So she is woke, but she is the archon of like neoliberal non-carceral justice. Like she understands that like, hey, the Bakari are racialized to the point where they're convicted of crimes 30% often, and that goes into her calculations of what makes her come.
We need heavy ordnance. Fire torpedoes. Jamming drones.
Forensics is also not racist, but she's like, okay, she is woke about it, but that does not make her a good person. She's like, she's not racist in a way that's almost weirder.
We're supposed to keep those jamming drones operational.
Does she assume the Bakari is like 30% more likely to be the perpetrator? No. She understands specifically it's like, oh, they're just convicted more, and it's probably due to these like social and political how they are racialized in our society. They're commonly used as a scapegoat. Like she doesn't this is also inspired by a passage from Walter Benjamin, but she doesn't like cops because they are they're a crude outer aspect of the justice apparatus, right? They're fearful and nervous, and they arrest people for things that don't make her come, right? Yes, she's an archon of surveillance policing.
Jamming drones.
Because, fundamentally, an apparatus of justice convicting someone, like clapping the handcuffs on them and saying, I know you did it, you're going to jail, I'm taking you to the magistrate, and I know that you did it, right? That is an orgasmic experience for everyone. Like, cops spend most of their time terrified of the world, just absolutely terrified. And when they are able to exercise violence in the act of their policing, that it's a reaffirmation of like of security and masculinity and all the things that a cop should be, right? It's like that's an orgasmic experience, and the same is true. The same is true for 87, but she is a higher, like, the constabulary is the equivalent of the FBI, right? She's effectively a federal level police officer. And so her ability to wield the justice system is significantly more complex, right? It's like she can't, if she gets scared and pulls a gun on someone during a traffic stop, that does not wield the full force of the justice apparatus for her. It won't make her bust in the same way. It's like she has to know that you did it, right? And she has to get a legitimate victory on you. Otherwise, she doesn't bust. She really is Dark Columbo, yeah. I'm trying to make her the most insane white woman possible. And she is white. Like, I'm very explicitly trying to white coat her. Even though her strain has, like, transparent skin and they're, like, semi-synthetic. Their entire culture is, like, very intentionally and deeply white-coated. But they're kind of like, I'm specifically, they have that the way that Irish people talk to black people sometimes, where it's like, hey, we're kind of the black people of Europe, and it's like, no, you're really not. You're really not, dog, and you shouldn't say that. And it's like, yeah, you've been oppressed. You were not chattel slaves. They have that kind of like, well, several generations ago, we were a biologically vat-grown slave class. You know, and they were, right? Like, that's the origin of her strain. That's what the Newman are. Like, they're a reconstituted biological slave race that was then engineered out of their biological programming. Possibly. It's up for debate within Newman society. But they remain a synthetic and vat-grown people. And so a lot of them are like, well, we had this rebellion and we're not doing this anymore, and now we're part of society in a way that, like, you know, Italian Americans are like, well, we were othered like a couple generations ago. It's like, we're still not white. It's like, you're kind of white now. Yeah, no, she's a vat-grown white woman. They made her in a tube. That's why their names are numbers. That's why her name is 87. Like, and why Six's name is 6 is because, like, their names refer to, like, what is this waypoint? What are we doing? Oh. I thought the fucking mission was over. What the hell? Does the Sorcerer count as that also? Yes. Sorcerer is also a Newman. Sorry. Hi. Yeah, Sorcerer was also a Newman. I grew the world's most insane white woman in a tube. My tube men. Yeah, 6 is a Newman. Yeah, 6 is a Newman, and fucking 87 is a Newman, and Sorcerer is a Newman. I really want to have a scene where, like, because the Bakari are kind of like, the Bakari are a combination of, like, the 1870s view of Apache culture and like American black culture. Like they're kind of a combination of those two methods of racialization. Like they used to have a nomadic society where, like, the Bakari used to have a nomadic society where raiding was a legitimate political or a legitimate economic activity, as in, like, you know, getting on your motorized horses and stealing a bunch of shit from your neighbors is, like, fine. That's a normal thing to do, and they don't consider it, like, warlike or uncivilized or anything like that. You know, just like the Apache in real life. There's also, like, this is just the ethnicity. There's a lot of diversity within the culture, and there's, like, you know, versions of the culture that are more like nomadic traders or just like mounted shepherds. But the other cultures of Septentrius came to see them as barbarians because, like, yeah, they're like a highly militaristic, like, steppe culture. But over time, like, there was a bunch of wars, and now they're just, like, the main trade power for the center of Septentrius. Like, they just control most of the land trade in the middle of Septentrius. But people still racialize them as being, like, this barbarian culture, even though they're really not anymore. However, there is a divide between the caravan Bakari and the urban Bakari, who are slightly closer to, like, American black culture, rather than the more Apache coded caravan Bakari. Digit is a caravan Bakari, although she's, like, kind of isolated from her culture. Thing about their ethnicity is that the average heights between genders are inverted. Women are generally taller and slightly stronger. Men are slightly shorter. Digit grew up very malnourished. Like, her dad was weird, and so she's very short, and so because of that, she gets misgendered. Kali was also a caravan Bakari, yes. How close do you think Amber Skies is to a capitalist revolution? Canonically, they've had one at one point, and it was about speculation on yeast cultures, and it caused a global famine, and now running a speculation market is illegal in many cultures. So I want to have a scene where Digit is, like, getting kind of weird, racially misgendered, and 87 tries to comfort her in an annoying white woman way. And then I can have Oe diffuse the situation. That guy's going to invent a stock market. Kill him! Exactly. No, that happens. I will go to the dry dock. Why can't I go to the dry dock? Whatever. Goodbye. Farewell. I will probably work on Six Stomach Murder after I'm done streaming here. I also do think that, like, the way that the Bakari are seen in urban environments is very, like, I remember having a conversation with one of my friends, and they were like I remember, this is years ago, I was having a conversation with one of my black friends, and he was like, there are some white people that, like, they think of black people like Saiyans from Dragon Ball Z. And, like, I had never seen that. It's like I realized that I had seen that before, but I didn't know what was going on. Like, they see black people as, like, being part of an ancient warrior culture or some shit. And I think that's how the Bakari are specifically racialized. In the kind of, like, positive dehumanization way of, like, it's so awesome to finally meet a member of your noble warrior culture type shit. Yeah, it's fucking weird, isn't it? Kali is not Goku, but people like the way that she gets racialized is people are like, wow, it's awesome to finally meet Goku. It's awesome to finally meet a Vegeta. No question marks here. I 200% get it. Yup. Okay, what are we doing? Maybe we can do one more. Maybe we can do one more. That's why she's vegetarian. No, they're biologically vegetarian. The Bakari cannot digest meat. They're obligate herbivores. Are the Bakari closer to urban or rural black culture? The caravan Bakari are closer to rural black culture that, like, specifically a lot of them are based off of like North Texas mestizo culture, where there's like intermingling between like Central Plains culture and rural American black culture. And then the Bakari that live in cities are closer to rural black culture, or closer to urban black culture. Oh, vegetarian Vegeta, I see what you were doing. I see what you were doing. Although Digit grew up an isolated little freak, so she feels very disconnected from any element of her ethnoculture. Let's do one more. Let's do one more.
My boat.
Veil Proxima. Let's do Calibrash once more. I love her fucked up issues about her dad. I really want to explore that more. That's been my main roadblock recently, is like, I know I want her to have a fucked up relationship with her dad, but I've been trying to figure out what type of fucked up her dad. It's like, he needs to be a particular type of loser. Like, I think he's very much like, he had some job on the caravans. Like, he was like a scout or a front runner or something. And he was like, I'm developing a new amazing version of scouting techniques that nobody else fucking gets. And I need to sequester myself away from society like a monk so I can train my art of scouting or some shit. That definitely has nothing to do with the fact that no one in the caravans really likes me because I'm a weird, overbearing asshole. And I need to take my young daughter with me and isolate her away from, like, the rest of the culture, so I can be a weird, shitty little dictator about it. But then he also needs to be a fucking loser who doesn't actually know how to do anything. Like, he's just kind of incompetent. And for most of Digit's life, it's like he was the only social interaction that she ever had. And so she has, like, a weird obsession with, like, trying to fix that relationship, even though he's dead now. Probably for some stupid reason that's his own fault. It's almost there. You see what I mean? Where it's like, it has to be something more specific than just being a scout. It needs to be something a little more concrete. Yeah, it's like guy who is very competent at one thing, and has weird theories about it, and is like important to the functioning of the broader society, but not so important that he can't be replaced. You were like, fuck it, we'll get a new water scout or something. And I think he just saw Digit as like, well, the rest of the caravan hates me, so I'm just gonna turn you into an extension of myself. And you will be the one to finally, like, get me back into the good graces of the caravan. And she's like, I'm 11. He's not a tech CEO type guy. He's like I want there to be something more small town about him, if that makes sense. Something kind of something kind of artistic, something that has like an aspect of like artistry, even mysticism to it. You see what I'm poking at? Like it's almost there. It's almost there. But he needs to be pathetic in a very specific way that I haven't quite put my thumb on yet. Like a wagon builder. I don't know. See, I think you guys can sense that I'm reaching for something particular, but I haven't quite found the right profession yet. Yeah, he's like in a shack making his new system or something. Something like that. Throw in a little sexism where he leaves a lot of the housework to her, not as an intentional thing, just like in a very dadly way. No, okay, if he were living in like suburban America, he'd be going to like the grocery outlet and like buying cans where the labels have fallen off, and it's just like there's no brand on it. It's just like corn. He's got like a big bag of cereal that's like next to the dog food. Like that kind of like uncaring poverty of like, my daughter can eat beans for dinner. Because he has no aesthetic sense of taste, doesn't like eating, really. It's just like, I need to do this uncomfortable thing to fuel my body, and so I don't really care about it being like tasty or even really nutritious. I just need calories to shovel into my stupid mouth hole. And there is something a little theatrical to Digit. Like, she knows how to bullshit in a way that makes me think that there was a kind of griftery social aspect to whatever her dad was doing in a way that did rub off on her. Like, and I think Digit is afraid of becoming her dad, becoming this, like, obsessive, callous, thoughtless person.
Why is their signal no longer blocked?
I don't think... No, he's not like a weird... He's not like a weird Bakari Hotep or anything. That's not him. Like, that's... Because that's a very social thing to be. That's like... Being... Like... Being a Hotep type is a... It's like a... For all the possible criticisms you can make of it, it's a very community-oriented thing. It's not something you can do in isolation. Yeah, something salesman-esque is more like it. She's 100% terrified of becoming him, yeah. Like, there's no racial aspect to whatever he's doing. There's no, like ethnic supremacy aspect of what he's doing. If anything, I think he feels rejected by the rest of his community and doesn't feel any particular connection to it. I think Digit knows he died. I think he did something stupid, like... I mean, I'm saying this because I have a relative that did this. It's like, it's something stupid, like, tried to recreate a fast in the middle of the desert, like a biblical fast in the middle of the desert, and, like, pray the whole time, while also being diabetic, and just, like, dying of a lack of blood sugar overdose because he thought that God would handle the diabetes while he was doing this holy thing. Yeah, his death needs to be something stupid and performative. Something stupid and performative in a bid for attention. Like, something where he was trying to, like, finally get his name on the map or some bullshit. Yeah, like that, the not the Sadducees or the Pharisees, the third one. Whatever it was. The Essenes. Yeah, he was like a weird Bakari Essene. I think he might have also been a witch, because witch and Amber Sky's values of that is basically being like a wandering, a wandering computer systems administrator. Yeah, he's not part of a group. He's just like, it's just kind of a thing that happens with like Bakari dads that get divorced and like get too into religion and military history or something.
They are not only alive, they are on my ship. Fix that.
It's like the Bakari version of like getting divorced and then getting really into the Roman Empire, or like documentaries about World War II or some shit. Do the Bakari have gods? I don't think so. I think they're like... I think they have a sort of ancestor worship type deal. Like, they have a... In my head, it's kind of like Tengri, where they don't have gods per se as much as they have, like, religious leaders that kind of become immortalized as saints, but there's no, like... There's no high god or anything. There's just, like... the ghosts of previous charismatic religious leaders whose writings and traditions become a sort of Talmud. But they're a non-literary culture. They don't have a written language. It's purely it's purely oral. It's like Tengri without the monotheism. Or like some of the like rural Southeast Asian religions where it's like it's just like a succession of town gurus, and their writings become a sort of like a Talmud. Where would Digit have learned witchcraft if not her dad? Yeah, that's my thought as well. It's like he had to be some sort of witch. Yeah, or any of the innumerable Chinese folk religions. No, that's the other thing with the Bakari is that another way that they're racialized is that it's very rare that they know how to read, because their culture is almost entirely oral. However, they're generally raised from birth for automotive engineering because they're a nomadic culture and they have to repair cars, and so they have a seemingly preternatural ability to understand mechanical work. And so they're often stereotyped as mechanics and engineers and shit like that. They have computers but no writing. Well, okay, computers in Amber Skies are weird. Like, they haven't figured out how to make circuit boards. Like, no one knows how to manufacture a transistor because the computer architecture is all grown... it's either one, it's like looting what are essentially floppy disks from the teleths, or like what is it? It's like artificially grown synaptic systems. Like, people don't really know how to spin wires, but you can grow electroconductive tissue very easily. Yeah, it's literally like you can play Doom on rat brains. It's kind of the relationship of like vellum in the medieval ages, where it's like it's very expensive to actually manufacture new computer architecture, but like it's a very common thing that divers bring back from the teleths is just like stacks of these like plastic wafer thin disks that you can mount programs on. But also, you have to program them neurologically. Like, you have to get implants and plug your brain into them. You can't put them in a terminal and then hook up a keyboard to it. It doesn't work like that. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're gonna leave it here for the evening. Yeah, literally microaggressing a Bakari by assuming they know how a carburetor works. Exactly. And hey, thank you, Tommy Gun Cultist.
Job well executed.
You were an excellent crewmate. All right, everyone. I think that's going to be it for this evening. And hey, if you like the stream, you can use Command Patreon. Throw me some money there. Throw me a sub. Absolutely no pressure, though. I'll see you next week. Bye.